Let me tell you what this is right here. That is the universal uterus, okay? In case you guys don't know, that you're looking at right there. If there's anything that you should ever pay homage to, it's that. Okay? That's what it is. And you see these things in my video all the time. Just making little diamonds flying around everywhere and nobody can put the two together. This is your total source of God connection. This blue light right here that went out of its way to come to the earth and have an interaction with us. There it goes right there. These are all the colors. You can see them. Look. They're all the colors. Look what I'm saying to you. Look at these colors. Look at the light. The yellows and everything. Look at them. See? Do you see all that? Look at them. Same colors. Even the green light. Don't think the green light isn't there, because it is. There it goes right there. This green light right here is this path right here. Do you see? And look, the throne. Do you see? Do you understand that? So it is what it is. And yeah, I'm getting really restless. You know, I really am. And it will be some really serious. I don't want to be the person that have to do it, but you don't understand. The universe has ordained non-compliance. It's just not an option, to tell you the truth. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Marriott Hotel.
Islam in America first flourished thanks to a man who changed his name from Robert Poole to Elijah Muhammad. He was a poor laborer who left the cotton fields of Georgia for Detroit. In the 1930s, Detroit and other northern cities were the promised land for poor southern blacks seeking jobs and new lives.
Detroit has a vortex that is a place to receive spiritual information. That's the reason why a lot of leaders of melanin, you know, nationalism end up in Detroit. Is because of the positioning on the earth and the different types of spiritual energy. Like I said to you, when the sun is in different position around the earth, it sends off different attributes of all that it offers. The different recipients of the certain amount of spiritual aggregates that you receive will be based on your location on the earth and relativity to the location of the sun. Detroit being a city, for some reason or the other, I believe more under than above, generates a whole lot of spiritual knowledge there in Detroit. You can't go to the Detroit, Chicago area without finding very educated, well-thinking, melanated people. They're just there. And it's not because there's a lot of people there. It's because the universe made Detroit one of the, I mean, do the research yourself. See how many spiritual leaders come out of Detroit. Detroit happens to be my home city. I think it's Malcolm X or either New York. All those areas, New York, Detroit, and Chicago. Yeah, it's predominant with a lot of melanated people, but it's predominant with white people as well as mixed descents of people. But my point is that I know for a fact Detroit, Michigan has always been a city that sends out well-thought profile deliverance, opposition against all oppression. Always coming from soldiers, straight up soldiers out of Detroit. Now listen to what they're getting ready to say. This is some very profound information.
It was here that Elijah Muhammad believed he met Allah in the form of a man. Just one likeness of this Arab man remains. By the name of Farad Muhammad, and he persuaded Elijah to create a new religion in which black men were God's divine people. Elijah wrote his own holy text, The Message to the Black Man in America, using references from the Quran, but also from the Bible. He wrote that Allah himself had told him that over 6,000 years ago, the white race was created by a crazy black chemist.
Yeah, cool.
Caucasians, especially those with pale skin and blue eyes, were the devil itself. He preached that blacks should have pride in their race. He forbade alcohol and drugs and urged fathers to support their families. White America is doomed, he wrote, soon to be destroyed by a huge spaceship, the mother of planes, which carries flying saucers and will drop bombs that fall 1 mile. White America is doomed, he wrote, soon to be destroyed by a huge spaceship, the mother of planes, which carries flying saucers and will drop bombs that fall 1 mile into the earth before... Doomed, he wrote, soon to be destroyed by a huge spaceship, the mother of planes, which carries flying saucers and will drop bombs that fall 1... White America is doomed, he wrote, soon to be destroyed by a huge spaceship, the mother of planes, which carries flying saucers and will drop bombs that fall 1 mile into the earth before exploding.
Okay, I told you guys, that's why you keep hearing rumbles and stuff in the ground, because the thumpers that they just described to you are in the ground right now, eradicating the information bringers, the earth disturbers is what I call them. They came here and plugged in knowledge to some people on the earth and taught them the whole idea about see, I don't know the whole story because I can't really do the research because they had all the books, but there was something about this scientist Yakub who knew right off the top that if you separate the black genes, you can put it this way, you can thin things out. You can start at black and thin it out and get all the way down to white. So they figured that out. Some scientists figured that out because they were splicing the genetics. And they said, you know, from the black man, because everybody was black. So these scientists started fooling around because it was wise. We've always been wise. That's the reason that I obviously built a spaceship. And they turned my intelligence off so I don't be down here knowing too much. Think about it. That could be an opposition to the whole cause of mankind. You let one renegade person with all the knowledge get away, he probably couldn't completely destroy you, but he could probably build some heavy-duty opposition. That's the case with us on the earth. The European is just us. And look at the opposition that he's created. And you can't blame it all on him because we made his ass. But it's all about the wisdom and the knowledge that you attain from the whole adventure. The whole experience is only to make you return to your God's self. If you keep that in mind, you won't be all so bent out of shape about this. But here's what I'm saying. Now peep this. The bombs that they're talking about, I knew about these bombs so long ago. It's pathetic. And I started telling people about it because it was easy for me to imagine a spaceship with the capability of making a bomb go 1 mile into the ground before it explodes. Because it made sense to me, because I thought when I was a child, I said, well, that probably wouldn't do a whole lot of damage on top of the earth, but it could definitely destroy cities. And then I kept on reading the book, and it started pointing out that the purpose of the bombs would be to destroy cities. And I said, oh shit, wait a minute, there's a connection. So I really started getting involved with reading the work of this guy. He got another book I read, I just read it in LA. It got taken with a whole bunch of books that I lost out. Almost $1,000 worth of books. I should have went and got it, but I was too busy trying to get established. It's just a whole bunch of shit. The cost of living, we all know. LA is really far. It was $5 a pop damn near for gas, so I couldn't drive down there. Call the Greyhound, call the train, call the airport. It's like, you got to be kidding me, that much? So they completely just destroyed everybody by being greedy and selfish and then control everything and abuse of power. That's how come everybody lost their homes and every damn thing, because of corruption. All over, manifest. And I already explained to you where it comes from. This book that right here, The Message to the Black Man, that's written by the Nation of Islam. I read that book when I was a young guy. That book helped me stop from getting my ass into a whole lot of shit. I started falling into the mainstream of books. I was really blessed by the universe because books started falling in my face. And I started being smart enough to read them. One of the first books I read to start straightening my ass out was this book, A Message to the Black Man. And I started telling other people in my neighborhood, I say, do you guys know that we are a universal conglomerate of people. We're not just here on Earth. We have a whole fleet of starships that fly around and keep the universe in order. Everybody smoking weed and getting high and shit, looking at me talking about, you about a stupid motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so it discouraged me from trying to pursue the whole dynamics of a thought like that. Just got pushed under the table because there was no one supporting me. But at the same time, you can go to every college and you see white people with tables laid out with big star charts and everything, and they little white kids all around. They want to build spaceships. They want to go into the stars, but not black people. And we the ones who already got this shit established. And even though I'm on Earth, saying to everybody, you know, I got sent through the sunlight. And, oh, we niggas, we can't be that smart. But Elijah Muhammad knew we was that smart. He knew it because he said that he got educated by God through Master Farad. So everybody is looking at Master Farad's face because we've been taught to be dichotomized by the white man, and that's the only thing they see. It's like, why are you looking at his physical personification? You should be looking at the information that came from the man. Whatever this man right here claimed made him that intelligent, that's all you need to know. That's all your ass need to know. Okay, but listen. You got to really do your research and back things up and see if it's possible. You don't have to just take and run with his whole description of things, but the information is fitting, then there it go. Because I started knowing about these things a long time ago. Now, I'm the one that started calling them thumpers. Because that's what they told me to call them. Or maybe that's information I brought here with me. I don't know. They could turn you off. They could make you remember things and then turn it right off, and you'll just have enough information for an encounter that you're going to have. And then when you be at that encounter, you get to saying things that you be like, okay, how did I, why did I, all that. I explained that to you guys. They can make you do shit. They made me do shit that I know I don't do just to show me, don't worry. The only thing you really got to do is control all the temptation that you come into. That's what your biggest objective is. We got everything else covered. Don't worry about dealing with none of these busters on the earth. You just roll your shit out. When it's time to go select your shit, you go select it. If they don't want to get on with you, you just be alright, because I'm going to take care of you. But we don't forget what your objective is. And that is to fix the earth. So it's real simple. You're going to need your own dwellings where you can set up your spiritual manifestation so you can get your work done. You can't have your shit all cluttered with everybody else's stuff all in there. And that's what they do. They lock you down. They keep you where you constantly have to have clutter in your shit by them. Riding on the street, here this bastard is with a light behind you. After they done stuck your ass up for everything. Tires, tax. Gotta get the door fixed, tax. Plus material tax. Work, labor tax. You know, need some gas tax. Gotta drive to the store tax. You know what I mean? Got a fart tax. Got a shit tax. Got a toilet paper tax. Open up the can, throw the can away tax. You know, every freaking thing. If that ain't clutter, what is? So now here it is, this universal sheriff department say, oh, we know people do shit like that because we just ran through the universe looking for, just like y'all, just like they got their little police team set up here. Where when they get into trouble, help, 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 they little white asses, help, 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 like SWAT, billy clubs, everything to beat somebody's ass, because that's how they took control. They still take off from the Romans. That's all it is. So I'm thinking it's this. These things go a mile into the ground before they explode. Okay, that lets you know that they're not really trying to kill the animals and all that shit. What are they doing? They're shaking things up. They're agitating things. You see, and then people always talking about, oh yeah, rumble in the ground. That's them thumpers agitating shit so the water can come and drown your ass. And they so smart, they can make paths. They'll make the right paths to come and get you. You know, I mean, that's really the truth. They can make tunnels in the ground and make the water build up right under your neighborhood and then bust a big hole out. They've showed you that. That's what all these sinkholes are about. So as you guys sit around on the earth and be thinking about how even at this time you still want to hoard everything for yourselves, I want you to think about how that shit could be underwater in no time at all, and your ass underwater too, on your way to see me.